Hey besties! Today we're going to be making another paper squishy. Today we're going to be making the paper edition yummy pickle in a bag. I'm going to show you guys how to create this. Let's get started. First, let's go ahead and pull out our markers. Look at all of these gems. These are definitely my favorite markers. I'll leave a link in the description. These are the markers that I'm going to be using to create the package. I'm also going to be using a Posca pen. First, I'm going to be cutting out the window to the packaging. Take your time with this, and I ended up using a popsicle stick just to make sure my lines were straight. And that's going to create the window in our package. Now we're going to need to get started with coloring, so I'm going to add in some extra paper so the markers don't bleed on the back piece. And let's color in the green portion of the bag label. I've also added in the words as well, and you guys will see me carefully color around those. And I'm also leaving a white border as well. So now I'm just going to trace around the words super carefully so that I don't lose the white on the letters. What other paper squishies would you guys like to see me recreate? Let me know down in the comments. Here I am just tracing around the word of yummy pickle. And I'm going to color in the rest of the label, and I'm going to keep a white gap just so that I can have a cute little border edge, like this. I have a Posca paint pen just in case I need to clean up any of my white edges, but I am still trying to make it as even as I can. And now we've completed the green part, and I'm just going to clean up the edges a little bit. Now let's define the yummy pickle label. I'm using a fine liner, and you can use any black marker. I'm just using this to go around the letters, but I'm going to come back in later and make it a little bit chunkier. And you can really see the label start to stand out here. And now I'm just going to go in with the white Posca paint pen to clean up that white border. And I'm also cleaning up any of the letters that I got a little bit of green on. And just a little bit more. Now I'm going in with a thicker black marker and going around the title once again, just to make it stand out a little bit more and make it look a little more cartoony. Be very careful with this. I'm also adding the bag's tear line at the top of the bag. Now I'm going around the window and tracing the square so that I know where on the back page to color for the background. This part doesn't need to be super perfect because it is the background, but once you place your pickle in, that front piece will go above, so you might possibly see if you make it kind of messy. So still try to keep this as even as you can. I went with a lighter yellow color just so that it really makes the bottle pop. And now we've just completed the first part. Now we're going to go ahead and place on our tape. I'm going to be using packing tape just because it goes on a lot easier and it's thicker. But if you only have Scotch tape, that'll work just as good. Don't forget to go across the window and try to make sure that you don't have many creases. Then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to be adding more packing tape. This you want to take your time on because you don't want any creases on that window. Because that's what you're going to look through to see the pickle inside the bag. And don't forget to do the back part as well. And we're gonna fold it, and you can see it coming together here. And you can see how the window is see-through. All we need to do is seal the bottom and the side. Because we want the top of this bag to remain open, so we can place in our paper squishy pickle. So we're just sealing the sides. And taking our time. And now we've just completed the packaged bag. You can see that the window is see-through as well. Now it's time to start the pickle. This is going to be the paper squishy. So I'm just going ahead and drawing in all of the eyes, making sure to not color them in because I'm actually making my eyes white. And I'm going to go in with some black pupils later. I'm also using a darker green shade just to add a little contrast and some yellow at the top for lighting. We're also going to need some texture on the pickle, so we're adding in some of these dots. And they could just be randomly around. And we're also going to be adding in some lines for the wrinkles of the pickles. Like this. Now we're going to need to add in our eyes and our mouth. I'm going with a super cutesy one. And add in the black parts of the eyes. I'm also going to be using my Posca paint pen just to clean up the whites of the eyes like this. And I'm also going to be using the Posca to add in some details of the eyes, just to cutesy it up a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and cut out the pickle. Make sure your paper is folded so you have the same shape for the back of the squishy. And now we have the back piece. Go ahead and just color this in. I'm going to do the same green with the darker green on the bottom and the yellow on the top for shading. I'm also going to go in with my dots and the lines and the wrinkles. So now we can put them together, but don't forget to leave a gap so we can fill it in with some stuffing. If you don't have the poly stuffing like I'm using, you can also use crumpled paper, toilet paper, or even paper towel. So I'm just going in with my tape once again, adding it to the front and the back. And trying to make sure that I don't get too many crinkles in my tape. Now is my favorite part. We're gonna stuff this. I'm gonna make this as filled as I can because I really want this pickle to be squishy. You can use a pencil to make sure all of the stuffing gets to the bottom. I'm just using this popsicle stick and pushing all of the stuffing to the bottom and adding more. And once you've added it all in, we just need to seal the top for the squishy like this. And there, we've just completed the paper squishy pickle. And we also made the packaging. And here it is finished. Look at how squishy my pickle is. Go ahead and place it into your yummy pickle packaging bag. Let me know which other paper squishies you guys would like to see me recreate in the comments.